Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar, big Wednesday night in MLB, and I've got 6 of my favorite plays, including a couple of teammates to help you build a stack. My favorite value play on the board, a starting pitcher in a dream matchup, and my favorite play of the night. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Wednesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here in the Fantasy Bar. Seems like forever since we've done a video, and we are talking MLB tonight with 5 of my favorite hitters and my favorite pitcher. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, let's handle a little bit of business, as we always do before we start. First thing, guys, that thumbs up button. I'm challenging you. Take a second, click that button. Really helps us out. I appreciate that. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get notified when these videos are coming out. We're going to mix it up and do different days of the week. Would love to be here in the Fantasy Bar 7 days a week, but we'll be here a couple times each week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, to my sports betting friends, if you haven't taken advantage yet, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. The link is in the description of the video. Tons and tons of sports betting information, analytics, premium picks across a ton of different sports. The guys handing out winners left and right. Make sure you get over there and take advantage. Add that to your sports betting toolbox today. Scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, let's get into the plays here for Wednesday night. Looks like a fun slate of games. We're going to start with our leadoff hitter at shortstop. We're rolling with Tim Anderson of the White Sox. Anderson been awesome to start the year so far. 21 of the first 24 games, this guy has logged hits. The last 9 games has put 4 multi-hit games on the board. So just been very, very consistent. So you pay a big price for him, but you generally get decent returns out of him as well. And against lefties, we know this guy. Money in the bank, big time power for Tim Anderson with an ISO approaching 400, a WOBA over 500. So some of the biggest numbers that you'll see against left-handed pitching. Also hits the fastball very well, 377 WOBA against that number. Now, J-Happ been pretty decent against righties. The numbers don't jump off the page, but the numbers that do, the ones we're looking at the most, the fly ball rate at 44%, that hard contact rate at 33%. We know what that mix can bring. We talk about it all the time. Those are the home run numbers that we're looking for. 197 ISO also shows that he's vulnerable to some power, and the strikeout rate at just 18% against right-handed hitters. So a lot of reasons we like Anderson here. The numbers match up. Happ gives up those fly balls, the hard contact. And for our BVPers out there, 9 for 16 with 2 home runs for Tim Anderson in his career. So a lot of check marks in this box. Tim Anderson worth the money here tonight against J-Happ. All right, let's go to the outfield. I promised you my favorite value play tonight. For me, it's Andrew Benintendi of the Royals. So really love the spot here for Benintendi tonight. Under 4K on DraftKings. Anytime we can get a hitter like him at that price, we take advantage. FanDuel down to 2,700 here. So to me, this is a great value play against Casey Mize. We'll get to him in a minute. Now, Benintendi, not been a guy who's going to put huge numbers on the board against right-handed pitching, but the hard contact really stood out to me at 40%. But what really stood out to me is the pitching matchup here. Again, we mentioned Mize loves to throw fastballs, sinkers. Benintendi, a very solid fastball hitter and very good against the sinker as well. A 428 WOBA against that number. So we dug a little bit deeper here for Benintendi and matching up with the pitch types of Casey Mize. And again, you're asking, where do you find this information? RotoGrinders Premium in our Plate IQ tool. But Mize been a disaster against lefties. Again, we've talked about it over and over on this show. Love the future potential for Casey Mize, but he has to figure out how to get lefties out. 409 WOBA allowed, a lot of power as well at 295 in the ISO department, and the hard contact rate up there, as you'd expect, at 45%. So again, Benintendi's numbers don't initially jump off the page, but we dig a little deeper. He matches up very well with the pitch types of Mize. Mize struggles with lefties, and these prices simply too cheap on Andrew Benintendi. All right, we're not done with the Royals. Let's get you another guy, but we're going to go to starting pitcher here. We're going to roll with Danny Duffy tonight against the Tigers. So a common theme here. We see the Tigers. We want to know who's pitching. Is there upside? Is there strikeouts? Pretty much a lock and load for me with Danny Duffy. Now, FanDuel, price up to 10-2. I don't hate paying that price. We're going to find you some value in the bats. DraftKings down to 8,900. An easy no-brainer play on Danny Duffy. They're very, very consistent so far. to open up the season, averaging 7 strikeouts per start over the last 5. And against this Detroit team, little BVP in the other direction, over a 29% strikeout rate against this current Tigers lineup. So we know strikeouts, the name of the game with Danny Duffy. Detroit striking out at over a 35% clip against lefties this season, and the number's just pathetic against lefties. It's not just the strikeouts. The team WOBA against lefties, 222. ISO all the way down to 065. Yes, way down there, well below the Mendoza line, and the WRC plus at just 39. So this lineup is just absolutely pathetic. They're rolling out a AAA lineup. 8 strikeouts in his last start, a season high against this Detroit team. Don't overthink it here. Danny Duffy in a great spot against this pathetic Detroit Tigers lineup. All right, let's get back to the bats here. Let's get back to the infield. Another great buy low here at first base or third base, ALEC BOHM of the Phillies. Here's a guy you've seen in here a few times. He's been good to us, but struggling here a little bit late. So we want to get him going again. And as they say in some of the financial markets, let's buy the dip here on ALEC BOHM, all the way down to 3,100 on DraftKings. Love when you can get a guy with his upside at that kind of price point. FanDuel under 3K. So some more value for us over on FanDuel. Help us get Danny Duffy in that lineup. But good numbers here against lefties. 368 WOBA over the last couple seasons. 258 is the ISO here. And John Lester, another guy, kind of like Jay Happ, who's not going to get bombed by righties a ton, but that 40% hard contact rate really stands out to me. So Philly, a team I don't think a lot of people are going to be going after, but BOHM, certainly a bat I want, especially at these cheap prices on both sides. All right, let's stay with Philly. I like this matchup here. We're going to go to the outfield on this one. Andrew McCutchen. So McCutchen starting to get it going. Very, very slow start to the season for him, but really starting to heat up here lately. 3 multi-hit games over the last 7. So I'm really expecting that bat to kind of continue to wake up here. And another guy that hits lefties well. 289 ISO, WOBA over 400 against righties, and a 50% hard contact rate over the last couple seasons. So really putting the bat on the ball here. We talked about how much hard contact John Lester gives up, so it matches up well here with McCutchen as well. And the stack really in play here. Love me some Rhys Hoskins as well. Didn't want to flood the 6-pack with Philadelphia Phillies. The point is, I don't think a lot of people are going to go to this stack. The price is very fair here. I know Lester, again, not a guy that's going to get bombed all the time, but I have a good feeling here. The beer gut feeling the Phillies here, and even if you don't stack them up, BOHM, McCutchen, and again, Hoskins, a little bonus play for you, all in play for me tonight against Lester. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play here for Wednesday night. But before we do that, we're going to continue with our Beast of the Night contest. This is a thank you to you guys. Absolutely free to play with some free prizes as well. How do you play? Get in the comment section right below the video. Make sure you've hit that thumbs up button. And all you have to do is guess fantasy points on FanDuel for any of my 5 hitters here I've given you in the 6-pack. Don't need the name, just the fantasy points. You want to include a name, you want to include your beast in the night, guys, that comment section is for you. But for the game, just the fantasy points on FanDuel. The closest guess will win themselves either a free 3-day pass to RotoGrinders Premium, a chance to check everything out, including the Plate IQ tool we reference in this video every time, or if you're already a subscriber to our premium suite of tools, we will send you a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. All right, let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for Wednesday night. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time, and my favorite matchup by far here tonight. We're rolling with Max Muncy of the Dodgers, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, great spot here tonight for Max Muncy, and you look at that FanDuel price all the way down to 3,200. He's up to 5,500 on DraftKings, so a huge discrepancy there. I don't pay paying that 5,500 on DraftKings. In fact, I easily will pay that number. So the 3,200 on FanDuel, an absolute lock and load no-brainer for me. 21 or more FanDuel points now in 3 of the last 5 games. Some big games for him here over the last week or so. A great fastball hitter here. Muncy, 400 ISO against that pitch, 443 in the WOBA department, and that's Dunn's primary pitch to lefties. He uses that 54% of the time. So that means bad news here against Max Muncy, and Dunn, like Casey Mize, has not figured out left-handed hitters. And in fact, the struggle's been just as bad. 361 WOBA allowed, a 272 ISO, and you see that hard contact rate at 50%, fly ball rate in the same arena. Not good here against this Dodgers team. Easily a stack you can go to here as well with Max Muncy. If you're not stacking them up, my favorite one-off play, get them in a bunch of those lineups, especially on FanDuel at just $3,200. All right, guys, that will wrap us up here for our Wednesday six-pack. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, guys, that comment section is there for you. Don't forget, fantasy points on FanDuel for my highest scoring hitter of the 5 for a shot at some RotoGrinders Premium. Don't forget to check out scoresandodds.com/beer. Help support the program here. Click that link, get signed up to some tremendous information for all my sports betting friends out there. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck here tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another MLB six-pack. Hope tonight goes well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist